Good question. Lots of really talented people, some really good products, but too many of them that overlap or compete with each other in some regards. People who are very passionate about education and work-based learning, but perhaps a group that didn't really understand the total direction that the company was trying to go in. I teased the staff. When I first joined, I did a number of all-hands meetings around the country. And I took the mickey out of them relentlessly because the strapline is working as one. And in fact, one person put their hand up and said, well, that's because we can't work together. And Tribal's grown through a series of acquisitions, but those acquisitions have never been integrated fully, and there's never been an overarching product strategy for student management systems. Because all of the individual businesses were fiefdoms or principalities, as I described them, they weren't working together. We weren't promoting the total capability of Tribal to individual customers. And therefore, I think we lose out because the customer base doesn't understand who Tribal are and what we're capable of delivering to them. And therefore, I think we've got to break down those barriers, and we've got to start getting everyone to think about the customer and think about what we're capable of delivering to those customers, and making sure that the customer base understand our complete capability. For a mature company, such as the Tribal Group, we should be generating far larger profits than we are. The investors and the people that own our business are expecting better financial returns. So I'm looking to drive the business so that we deliver a 20% operating margin by 2019, and that all of the team can play a part in that. And what I've asked everyone to do is not that we just cut costs, but we think about where we're making investments, we think about how we're spending our money, and that we invest and spend it wisely. So we've created a new operating model, which breaks down, or should go some way to breaking down, those fiefdoms and principalities that we've talked about. We have a refreshed executive management team. There's a new CFO, there's a new marketing director, and some of the existing executives who are really good people, but perhaps weren't completely in the right role. So we've refreshed the remit of some of those people so that we can focus on the things that are really important. So we've created a worldwide higher education business unit, and we've split the geographical focus into EMEA and Asia Pac. We've already appointed a managing director for Asia Pac, and we're in the process of appointing a managing director for EMEA. And I think the exec management team now is probably stronger than the one was there before. We've developed an overarching product strategy for the next 3 to 5 years for our student management systems. And where I've had the opportunity to take that out to customers, it's been incredibly well received. We had to take some tough decisions. I was very honest, I hope, with everyone when I first joined the business, explaining that some of the team wouldn't be with us by December because I felt we had too many people for the size and shape of business that we are today and we're going to become over the next 2 to 3 years. But we need to engage with the teams and get them involved. And I think one of the key things to driving our success over the next 2 or 3 years is to evolve our culture. Each company had its own culture. I don't think there was a Tribal culture per se. And the idea of the workshops that Dan is running, which will touch everyone in the company, is to start that process. And I can't give the company a culture. The team will create the culture. But what I can do with the exec management team is create a framework where that culture can evolve. And so the values program is really important to me. We've created a new vision and mission statement for the business, which again I felt was important so that people can understand the direction of the business and what we're trying to achieve. More importantly, I felt we had to explain to the outside world who Tribal really were. Part of the due diligence I did before accepting the role was talk to customers. They valued the products, they valued the people, but they didn't really understand who Tribal were and what we were trying to be. And therefore I felt if we had a refreshed vision and mission statement, people could start aligning their contribution to the company, and we could align all of our efforts to that vision and mission statement. The vision statement, and every company has to have one, is to empower the world of education. We've got a broad portfolio of applications and services that are all targeted at helping educational institutions or employers empower their students or their workforce as they go through their journey, whether it's at school, whether it's at college, whether it's at higher education or as I say, work-based learning. And the objective, therefore, is to be aspirational. I don't think we're there yet. And as we broaden the product and services portfolio that we take to market, they all have to resonate with and align to that vision of empowering teachers and educationalists to enable student success. We've got to provide the applications, the domain expertise and the services that our customer base expect of us. And as I mentioned earlier, we've got a fantastic workforce that's got some really deep domain expertise, and we need to bring that to the fore and make sure customers understand what we're capable of doing to help them. We sat down and said, how would we want to be judged as individuals, and how do we think our customers should expect Tribal to behave? So we've come up with the 4 values, and we've looked at all of the words that sort of contribute to those values. But I don't want them just to be on the website. We've got to embed this in the business. So everyone has to understand what we mean for each of the values. And then the idea of the workshops that are going to be run is, how do people behave? What behaviours do we expect of everyone in every interaction, internally and externally, that demonstrate those values on a day-to-day basis? Everyone has to contribute to the overall values and culture of the business. And so I feel that by having values that resonate with people, that they can contribute to, and the workshops will allow them to discuss what those values mean and how they can demonstrate those values in what they do every day, that'll help drive a better culture across the business. The 4 words that the exec team have come up with are trustworthy, accountable, pioneering, and dedicated. And then there are lots of words around those that sort of begin to explain them in more detail. But everyone's got to interpret them in their own way, and everyone will start developing behaviours that support those values in the different teams and the different disciplines around the business. Well, I'm going to hold my direct reports, the executive management team, to account for these values. I want to see them demonstrating the values in their interaction with the team and interactions with customers. And then I want to hold everyone in the company to account. We have to be responsible. We have to take care of our customers, we have to get closer to them. But if everyone gets behind it and engages, then as I say, I think it'll help evolve the culture of Tribal. I think it'll help bring everyone together. Dan and his team are going to run workshops across the 2 geographies, so Asia Pac and EMEA. Our objective is that every member of the team attends a workshop and contributes to the discussion, understands what it is we're trying to achieve and why, and how their role contributes to that overall cultural evolution of the business. I think we've put some foundations in place. I think there's still an awful lot of work to do to drive the organisation to be effective and efficient. I think we're in a great place. We are the market leaders in the UK, we're the market leaders in Australia, we're market leaders in New Zealand. That's a phenomenal position to be in. We've got some fantastic applications that are functionally rich and really valued by our customers. I don't think customers value support as much as they could or should. And we've got work to do around our implementation methodologies so that we get our customers to value around the investments they make with us quicker and more effectively. But we're in a great place. And I'm bound to say this, I'm new, but I think it's quite an exciting time.